even if you disagree, like there's lying techniques to tell if someone's lying. It touches so deep into the pineal gland of the brain that even arguing with it, you lose. Because it's a human trait. Yeah. It's a human trait. Like the first one that I learned was, and this was from FBI negotiators, I learned it, and it's true. When someone is speaking, every word that the person says before the word but, keyword before, when someone is speaking, everything they said, every word they say before the word but is how they really feel. Now, you can argue with that if you want to. It is what it is. Now, back to proper perspective, what I'm getting at is there's certain things that we learn, right? And when you're being taught something, okay, if I'm teaching and you're the student, what I'm teaching, once I spit it out, and this has nothing to do, this holds no bearing on your intelligence as a student. Right. I throw it out. I give you the message, the lesson. What you learn from it is out of my control. You can learn something totally different than what was said. Right. And that has nothing to do with how smart you are, how intelligent you are. People argue with that, but it's a part of the human genome. That's what I believe. Through growing up and learning and suffering with bipolar manic depression. That's one thing that I picked up on. Someone can see me on that. If they feel like they know better, I'm open to ideas. But I believe that as the teacher, and so many lessons that I've taken. And I know the teacher didn't say whatever, but I learned some other stuff in there that the teacher didn't say. Because there are cues. There's social cues. There's tone. There's facial expression. All of that. Right? So the thing is that's interesting about packaging is like the one when I said, the rock star doesn't get to choose the audience. Yeah. You don't get to choose the audience. Meaning the content that I'm spitting out, the literature that I'm writing, okay, who gravitates to it is out of my control. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So packaging seems like with the internet and with this, the whole social media, one thing that I think has gotten is branding. We like to choose the packaging. Yeah. You don't get to choose the packaging. Just like as the artist, I don't get to choose the audience. So the audience also picks the rock star, but they don't get to pick the message that the rock star is. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Things are left by chance, right? So we like to pick, so if this is how the conversation came with me and Paul. Paul was like, okay, yeah, do your next video like this. I'm like, okay, we'll see. And some things were right, and some things were, I'm like, yeah, that works. So we do that, right? And like I said, you got to give him his because he's a video editor. He knows that stuff, right? I'm not a video editor. You know what I mean? I'm an author. I know things about literature that other people don't know, right? How to craft a word, a sentence, how to, a paragraph. Like, oh man, you could say it like this. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way I think. And that's just the way he thinks. And we come together and we come up with a good idea. Like, yeah, let's do this. And that's cool. And then we were on the subject of packaging one time. And I was like, I called it packaging because that's just the best way I put it. And I was like, okay, yeah. Well, the best way for me to do something is spur of the moment, like this, spur of the moment. You see what I'm saying? But he was like, footnotes. Yeah, we use footnotes. So footnotes, that helps you keep the content going at a steady flow. And okay, yeah, talk about this from subject matter to whatever. Because remember, this is free thought. This isn't written. This is, an opinion, right? So here we go. Someone has a brilliant idea. And we like to, generally, a lot of people like to pick the packaging. But you don't get to pick the packaging. You see what I'm saying? You may disagree with, the person that's saying that is ugly. You know what I'm saying? Or, the person saying that is pretty. It works both ways. Because someone can look good, but saying something, you reject the message because it's coming from something that you don't expect. A lot of people do that. You see what I'm saying? That's why one of the videos I did, it's all black. You don't see my face. Okay. Because the purpose is to sell the content and not from the person that's spitting it out.